Hi there, this is Ranjit and welcome to 166th Tech Q&A session where I'll be answering some of your tech related questions. And I've got a bunch of questions. I asked these questions via the YouTube community, got over 1200 comments over there. And again, I've also picked up some questions using Twitter, using the hashtag that is known as Ask Geekyranjit. And this Tech Q&A session is brought to you by Lenovo ZUK. So let's start taking up the questions. And the first question is from Hitin. He is asking, in what way the OnePlus 3T is better than Pixel or the Pixel XL? Certainly the OnePlus 3T is a very good device considering its price point. But again, if we take out the price into price out of that equation, definitely the Pixel is better. I would say in one area where Pixel and the Pixel XL both do better than the OnePlus 3T is in terms of camera performance. There I find a huge leap over the OnePlus 3T. So if camera is your highest priority, the Pixel will go ahead. But again, considering the price point of the OnePlus 3T that's available for just 30,000, I would say overall performance of the OnePlus 3T is actually very good. One of the best considering the price to performance ratio, I would say. So if you're on a tight budget, I've mentioned this earlier also, as of now for a price point of about 30,000, the OnePlus 3T is one of the best Android phones that you can get. It's almost close to stock Android. It's not exactly stock Android. Battery life is good. Camera performance is decent, but again, you can't compare it with the Pixel or the Galaxy S7 camera. But overall, considering the price point, I would say the OnePlus 3T is a very good handset. Let's move to the next one. This is by Karthik, and I've got very similar questions regarding this best headphones, earphones in this price band, and he's asking best headphones under ₹600. I won't say headphones. I found any great headphones, particularly in that price point, but I've used some good earphones that you can have a look. I would say the Audio-Technica CLR 100, sometimes you can have it for about ₹600. Generally, it's between ₹600 to ₹700. I would say it does not have the inline microphone, but sound quality is very good. But again, the wire is very fragile, so you have to be careful. Another option is the JBL T150. Again, I have already posted my reviews for these devices. The JBL T150 has the microphone, and that sells for about ₹650. So these are the two earphones that I would recommend under I would say ₹800. I've got similar questions also regarding earphones, so these are my two picks. I like the Audio-Technica CLR 100 a bit more, guys, but again, the wire quality is very fragile. So if you're sort of a rough user, I would lean over the JBLs. This is by Karthikian. He's asking, hi, which is the best mobile phone under ₹15,000 with a good battery, camera and screen quality? As you have mentioned, camera is also a high priority to you. I would say have a look at this Honor 6X. You can have it for 13,000 now, and I feel the camera performance is actually very good on this one. I also like the fact that the screen quality what Honor has put is actually very good on this handset. Again, just stay tuned. I'm trying to post the full in-depth review in the next couple of days. I've got a lot of questions also when I'll be posting the review for the Honor 6X very soon, guys, so just hold on. So my pick, as you have mentioned, camera is important to you. It would be the Honor 6X. In fact, just about 4 days ago, I did a live broadcast on YouTube and I was using the front-facing camera of this Honor 6X. And to be frank, I didn't expect that the results would be that good. So you can also check out that. So camera, Honor 6X would be my pick. Yes, and the camera is better than the Coolpad Cool one. This is by Ash. Is asking what storage setup do you use? NAS, RAIDs, etc. I use actually two NASs. One is a Western Digital NAS, which is my primary NAS, and I'm using it on the RAID 5 setup because it's a 4-drive NAS. And with the RAID 5, I get 3 disks, and I have four 4TB drives, but I get 12 terabytes of space on that one. And another NAS that I have is the Synology NAS. So these are the two NASs that I use, and I use them with the RAID 5 configuration. Again, I've posted a video of that WD NAS a long time ago. You can check out my channel for details. This is by Pratik. He's asking, how do you pick comments, as there are a lot of comments? Yes, interesting question. I've got similar questions earlier also. The thing is that, yes, I do get a lot of comments for this YouTube, Q&A sessions that I do. In fact, if you look at the YouTube community page for this Q&A, I got over 1200 comments. And again, this is excluding the comments and I'm getting on Twitter. So a total of about 1400 to 1500 questions are posted with each Q&A. And yes, I have to be very selective, and many of you actually get annoyed that I'm not picking up your questions. Let's be realistic, guys. Out of that, let's say an average of about 13 to 1400 comments, I can take up only 20 to 25 in this Q&A sessions due to the time limit, and hence I have to be very selective. What I do is, if I'm getting a particular question, a lot of times I try to take up that question. I mean multiple users are asking very similar questions. I try to take up that question, and also I try to take up some very interesting questions which might be unique, which might be interesting. That's another criteria. I try to ignore questions which I've already answered. For example, even in this Q&A, I got question, why am I ignoring Vivo and Oppo phones? I've already answered this question in, I think so, last 3 Q&As or something. I've already answered that question. So if many people are asking me similar questions, I will simply not pick up. And in fact, I need your support, guys. If you have seeing some questions which I've already answered in previous Q&A sessions, just link that just reply to that user and give him the link for the Q&A so that he can get an answer. So I generally ignore questions which I've already answered, and I try to pick up interesting questions or questions which I'm getting a lot of inquiries for. So yeah, the truth is, simple fact is, I cannot answer all the questions, get 13 to 1400 questions, and I have to pick just about 20 to 25. So this is by Himanshu. He's asking, Sony RX100, this is a high-end point-and-shoot camera or any entry-level DSLR? He's asking for casual photography. Himanshu, I would ask one question to you. What do you want this camera for? Are you going to primarily use this for just when you go out, you want to carry it always with you? Then I would say the Sony RX100 might be better for you because it's very compact and you can carry it almost everywhere. With the DSLR, it gets very bulky, so you might not carry. For example, I'll give you my personal example. I have 4 different DSLRs, but whenever I go on a small holiday or something, lately I've been noticing that I've never actually carry my DSLRs because of the heavy weight and the lenses that you have to carry around. It's a pain to carry it around, and that is the reason I've noticed that many of the photographs that I take, I actually use my smartphones for taking photographs when I'm on holiday and stuff like that. And so and I'm actually personally planning to buy a small good quality point and shoot like a Sony RX or even the Sony A6300 or the new 6500, because they are a lot more compact than these big DSLRs. So decide what you want to do. If you're very passionate about photography and you're going to take a lot of photographs everywhere and stuff, and you don't mind the bulk, then I would suggest go with the DSLR, because with the DSLRs, the lenses are interchangeable. So by putting a different lens, you can get a completely different perspective. So again, it depends upon your needs. But if you're looking for a compact device that you're going to carry and you I think you won't be changing the lenses and stuff, then the Sony RX100 would be a good choice. But again, remember that Sony RX100 series, especially if you opt for the newer ones with 4K, they have a limit of just 5 minutes. They tend to overheat, so just be aware of that. That's the reason actually I was about to buy the Sony RX100 Mark IV, and even the Mark V I've heard has issues with video recording. After 5 minutes of video recording, it tends to overheat with 4K, so you have to be aware of that. This is by Zishan. He's asking, Honor 6X or the Coolpad Cool 1, which one should I buy? Priority is video recording. Zishan, and I've got similar questions also from a lot of you guys between the Honor 6X and the Coolpad Cool 1, which is better. I would say for video recording, let's first talk about the video recording. Video recording is simply much better on the Honor 6X. The video recording quality of the Coolpad Cool 1 is actually not that good. In fact, I've already posted a video where I compared the Coolpad Cool 1's camera with the Moto G4 Plus. Again, just search my channel for that video and look at it. The video quality is simply not that great on the Coolpad Cool one. So I would lean over the Honor 6X. In fact, Honor 6X video quality is really good, and also the audio pickup is actually very good on the Honor 6X. And generally, I've used both these devices. I would say I would go over the Honor 6X over the Coolpad Cool one, because even in general camera performance, the Honor 6X was performing better than the Coolpad Cool one. And when the Coolpad Cool one was being stressed heavily, it was heating up quite a bit. That's not the case with the Honor 6X. So overall, considering all the pros and cons and whatnot, I would say the Honor 6X is a better device than the Coolpad Cool one. Let's move to the next one. This is by Tech Era. He's asking, what is the reason why some brands are using MediaTek chipsets over the Snapdragon chipset? My friend, it's due to the cost. The MediaTek chipsets cost way less compared to Qualcomm Snapdragon chipsets. That's one of the main reasons. It's the cost. Let's move to the next one. This is by Vishwanath Sharma. He's asking, he says he wants a phone under 12,000 rupees. He says battery is important, performance is important, LED screen. I think so. He means LED notification light, and very heavy user, not for games. Vishwanath, based on your requirements, I would say go with the Redmi Note 4 3GB RAM variant, which is sold for 11,000 rupees. It has very good battery life. Performance is actually very good thanks to the Snapdragon 625, and it also has the LED notification light. And general performance also was very good. So Redmi Note 4 would be my pick for your requirement. Hope it helps. This is by Vishnu. He's asking, Asus, HTC, etc. Really in competition, because I see many people moving towards Xiaomi and Moto in the mid-range, Apple and Samsung in the high-end. Yes, you are right, Vishnu. Things have been changing a lot, especially for HTC. If you look at HTC in the last 2 years, they have really gone down, and in the mid-range, actually they simply didn't produce very good devices. The HTC Desire 826, I'm just mixing up the numbers. Yeah, there was some 6 series also, and 826, 828 were dud products, overpriced. Then what HTC did last year is that they released quite a few handsets, even with MediaTek chipsets, which were simply not that great. So HTC kind of actually ruined themselves. They were not producing good handset, and also they were charging a lot premium just for the HTC branding. And now people are aware, many people are more educated. So HTC, I hope HTC comes back in 2017, because they used to make very good devices, but they have to be aggressive with the pricing, because now consumers are very much educated. Same case with Asus. Asus was pretty aggressive when they were coming with Intel-based chipsets on their smartphones. But from last year, that is the Zenfone 3 series, the pricing of Asus smartphones has just gone crazy. In fact, the Zenfone 3, which had the Snapdragon 625 chipset, was priced at what? 27,000, more than the OnePlus 3. Does it make any sense? So I don't know. Still, I would say Asus, some of the devices, not all, some of the devices, smartphones are good, but the pricing is actually just bonkers. And also in camera, though they say Pixel Master and this and that, the camera performance on Asus phones is also not among the best. So they have to concentrate on the pricing and also on the camera department. And again, Asus, I don't know what's wrong with you. The Asus Zenfone 3S Max, which I unboxed yesterday, such a low-end MediaTek chipset with 720p HD screen. What's wrong with you guys? Instead of launching so many phones, just try to concentrate, make one great mid-range phone, one entry-level phone, and one high-end phone, instead of just launching so many models, confusing the users. And so yeah, Asus is also going the wrong path. I hope things change. And I hope, seriously hope, in 2017 HTC changes and they come back. This is by Abhisar. He's asking, please tell me which is your pick, Moto Z Play or the Lenovo P2, and why? If you're asking me to choose between the Moto Z Play and the Lenovo P2, let's keep the pricing aside, because if it's price is a high criteria, then obviously the Lenovo P2 wins, because the Lenovo P2 is priced at what? 17 to 18,000, and this Moto Z Play is 25,000. So I'm keeping the price aside. If price is not a criteria, and if I have to pick one, I would go and pick the Moto Z Play, because the Moto Z Play looks in the looks department is much more stylish, I would say, and it's more close to stock Android. And even in terms of battery life, the Moto Z Play, personally, when I've used it, was giving me easily about 1.5 days between charge cycles. So battery life was also very good on the Moto Z Play. Yes, if battery life is your highest criteria, then the Lenovo P2 would be a great choice, I would say, because the Lenovo P2 can easily get over 2 days of battery life. In fact, about 2.5 days. So again, if I have to pick one, I would go with the Moto Z Play over the Lenovo P2. But again, that's just me, I would say. Okay, before we continue, here is a tech buster that we have from Lenovo, and they wanted me to talk about NFC, that is near field communication. You must have heard about this a lot, NFC, and you see those NFC chips on your, smartphones. You have that N logo, and what is this? This is nothing but a slightly souped up RFID chip that is there on your smartphones. And what happens is that if your phone is NFC enabled, and let's say another phone is NFC enabled, or any other device is also NFC enabled, you don't have to manually for example, pairing with want to send one file to another phone. I'm giving an example, very crude example of a phone. You don't have to, with Bluetooth, you have to add permissions, pair and whatnot. With NFC, you don't have to do it. You just bring two of those phones nearby and just tap each other, and it instantly recognizes, and you can just transfer the file. The actual transfer of file won't happen over NFC, but it'll happen over Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. But it's a very easy way to communicate between two devices. With NFC, you can't transmit a lot of data. So NFC tags are being used a lot. For example, you get NFC tags on eBay and stuff, and you can program them. For example, in my old office, I had one of the NFC tags, and whenever I used to just tap on it, it used to put my phone in the silent mode. And when I used to tap it again, it used to take it out. So you can program those NFC tags. But apart from that, again, NFC is also being used on a lot of devices. For example, if you have a high-end Bluetooth speaker, it might have the NFC logo. You don't have to do the pairing and stuff. Just go there and tap it, and it'll pair automatically. For example, my Bose QC35 are also NFC enabled. The Canon 80D camera that I'm using is NFC enabled. So it makes the pairing process very easy. Just go there and tap, and it works. And now NFC is also going to be used for payments with digital wallets. For example, Samsung is soon going to announce the Samsung Pay in India, which is actually going to use NFC. And for payments, you have to just tap on the counter. They'll have a special gadget that will accept payments via that. You just tap on it and you can do the payments. For example, I'm using the Gear S3. This also is, if I recall, NFC enabled, and you can just tap that to do stuff. So NFC is a really helpful stuff, and we should see a lot more applications with NFC, because now India is moving towards that digital economy, and that's tap to pay and stuff will be soon becoming reality. And for that, NFC is being used. That's one of the most easiest way to get it done. I hope it helps. Okay, let's move to the next one. This is from Rajveer Singh. He's asking, is it okay to buy the Samsung On and Next or the J7 Prime? He says, or shall I wait for the upcoming Nokia 6, as my main concern is with battery backup, and it should not be a stock Android, or can you suggest a phone under 17,000? Nokia 6 is not going to be officially announced in India. Mobile World Congress is there in February. Nokia are going to announce some new handsets that might come to India, but again, you have to wait for that. If you can wait, I would say maybe they'll launch sometime those phones in March. You can. I wouldn't recommend personally the On Next and the J7 Prime. They are simply not that great handsets. For the price what you're paying, you're getting very less stuff, I would say. As of now, if you really want, as you have mentioned, battery life is one of your highest criteria. I would say you can have a look at the Lenovo P2. The battery life is insane on that phone. It can easily last for about 2.5 days with actual usage, I would say. And with even very heavy usage, you can get 2 full days of usage. That's over 48 hours. So if battery life is an issue, I would say Lenovo P2 comes to my mind. Overall, a good handset. I have already posted my review for that handset. You can check out my channel for more info. But again, if you want to wait, just wait. Nokia will be announcing a lot more phones in Mobile World Congress, and hopefully some of them will come to India by, hopefully, I'm just hoping by March or April. I hope it helps. This is by Karan. He's asking, this is again a camera related question, and I'm taking up this question because I've got similar questions regarding DSLRs and stuff from quite a few users. He says, Ranjit, I want to buy a DSLR for short film making. My budget is around 50,000 to 70,000. Please suggest. Karan, as you have clearly mentioned that you want a DSLR specifically for video shooting, I would say go with the Canon 70D because it has that dual pixel autofocusing system, and I'm actually using the 70D and the 80D right now, and this is the 70D, the footage that you're seeing. And again, I've got bored of giving this example. Let me see. I'm just going back also. There is no cameraman. I'm moving around. Then also you just notice how sharp the focus is, because it's constantly focusing. So with video, this is one thing that is very important. With general normal DSLRs, the focusing is not that smooth and great. Now, yeah, some of the entry-level cameras like 700D also have autofocusing in video, but it's not very smooth. What will happen if you move around, your subject moves around, the focusing in the video, you will see a little bit of shakiness and jerkiness because it's not as smooth as a dual pixel camera. So I would say for your needs in this price point, go with the 70D. You can easily get the 70D with this, price point of, or I don't recall what's the price of the 70D. It should be around 60,000, 60, 65. So you can go with that, or even the 80D if you want. So that'll be my frank suggestion. I hope it helps because for video, you need, if you don't have a dedicated cameraman, you need good autofocusing because it can ruin your videos otherwise. Because guys, if you don't recall, I was actually using the Canon 550D, but lately for YouTube videos, I've sort of given up on that because I don't have a cameraman. I do everything alone. And many times I adjust the focus, and if I'm moving the phone and around, it just gets out of focus and you get a lot of blurry footage. But that doesn't happen with my 70D and the 80D. So let's move to the next one. This is by Karthik. He is asking, I'm looking to buy the Redmi Note 4 matte black variant. Do you think it will be in the next couple of months, or should I wait for the Moto G5? Please reply. I've never got a reply from you. Regarding the Redmi Note 4 black variant, I actually asked some of the Xiaomi employees about it, and I got a vague reply that it should come sometime next month on sale. So not very clear when, time frame, but hopefully by February end, I'm assuming it should come on sale. And regarding the Moto G5, you have to wait. It's going to be announced in Mobile World Congress. That's going to happen in by end of February. It will be announced. But again, availability can be an issue. It might launch in India by end of March or by April timeframe. So it depends if you can wait till that time. I think so by that time, the Redmi Note 4 Black Edition should come out on sale. This is by Toye. She's asking, what specs to check while buying a quick charger, and how to check if my phone supports quick charging or not? Toyesh, the best way to check if your phone supports quick charging or not is go to the manufacturer's website and check the specs. If it supports quick charging, they will say it supports quick charging, Qualcomm quick charging 2, 3 or something like that. Because if they don't specify, it looks like even though if the chipset will support, they haven't enabled quick charging on that. And before buying a quick charger, very simple things that you can do is that look at the specifications of the charger. A normal charger will output at 5 volts at generally 1.5 or 2 amps. But a quick charger, apart from having 5 volts at 2 amps, will also have support for 9 volts and even for 12 volts. And also there are standards in quick charging. So the manufacturer should specify what type of quick charger it is. Is it Qualcomm quick charger 2, 3 or the upcoming quick charger 4. So again, you have to look at that. Generally, you can get away with the Qualcomm quick charger too. These days, you'll get it for affordable price, because there's not a huge difference between quick charge 2 and Qualcomm quick charging 3. But the Qualcomm quick charging 4 is supposed to come out very soon with the Snapdragon 835 chipsets. They'll be supporting that. So again, check the manufacturer's website, I would say. This is by Bala. He's asking, I am planning to buy a Redmi Note 4 and I have a Mi Max, he says, and the front camera in the Mi Max is comparatively very average. And how about Mi Note 4? And my priority is camera and my budget is 18 to 20,000. And mostly watching videos and storage is important. Bala, the thing is that even on the Redmi Note 4, again, if you have watched my full in-depth review, the front-facing camera quality is not that great. So if camera is your highest concern, I've also mentioned this earlier, the Honor 6X would be a better bet for you. The Honor 6X has a far better front-facing camera and also rear-facing camera compared to the Redmi Note 4. Again, you should watch the video that I posted comparing the Redmi Note 4, Honor 6X and the Redmi Note 3 camera comparison. Just watch that video. You should get all your answers. This is by Saif. He's asking why most smartphone companies are opting for the Snapdragon 625 SoC while we have other better options. Saif, I won't get in depth regarding this because I've already answered about this in a couple of last Q&A sessions. Just check out that. As of now, I would say in the mid-range, the Snapdragon 625 chipset is one of the most efficient chipset that Qualcomm has. This is the only mid-range chip that is based on the 14 nanometer based on the FinFET technology. So it's vastly superior compared to most of the other mid-range chipsets. Even it is far superior than the Snapdragon 650 and the 652 because they were based on the 28 nanometer architecture. There is the Snapdragon 660 that is soon supposed to come out. Qualcomm has been very silent about that, but that is one chipset that will shake up the mid-range market. But again, Qualcomm hasn't announced when the Snapdragon 660 chipset will come out. So as of now, 625 is the best option for mid-range smartphones. Next question is from Shiju. He's asking Honor 6X and the Note 4. I've got similar questions from quite a few of you. I would say it again depends. The Honor 6X would be better for you if camera is your highest priority, because let's get it right, guys. The camera is simply better on the Honor 6X. Battery life also is actually decent on the Honor 6X. It's not like the battery life is bad on the Honor 6X. The battery life is also good on the Honor 6X, but the Note 4 will get you slightly better battery life. And also in gaming, I would say the Note 4 will go ahead. So again, it depends upon your preferences, I would say. Both are good, so it depends what you want. If you're sort of a heavy gamer, Note 4 would be your pick. But again, if camera performance is your highest priority, then I would lean over the Honor 6X. I hope it helps. This is by Sudhir. He's asking, should I upgrade to the OnePlus 3T? Bought the OnePlus 3 on December 5th. Sudhir, I would say I've used both the OnePlus 3T and the OnePlus 3. The biggest difference that I noticed when I used the OnePlus 3T is in terms of battery life. Don't get me wrong, even the OnePlus 3 battery life was good, but with sort of heavy usage that I do, with the OnePlus 3, in evening, sometimes between 7 or 8, I had to put the, OnePlus 3 to a quick charge for about 20 minutes. That's not the case with the OnePlus 3T. The OnePlus 3T can last me for a full working day. And also in camera, rear-facing camera, I would say, I saw minor improvement. So again, if you're not too much bothered about battery life, I would say still the OnePlus 3 is still an excellent handset. So again, it depends. But again, if you feel your existing OnePlus 3 is not giving you that good battery life, the OnePlus 3T will give you a slight boost. So I hope help. Personally, I would say if I'm already having the OnePlus 3, I won't upgrade to the OnePlus 3T unless you are just worried about that battery life. Next question is from Tech Talks. He's asking Moto Z Play versus the OnePlus 3T in terms of camera. Definitely the OnePlus 3T has a better camera compared to the Moto Z Play. This is by Abhilash, he's asking, I have recently bought the Moto Z Play and found the radio application to be missing. Tried to install the Motorola radio app from Play Store, but it says incompatible with this model. Is it something with Motorola has not provided, and is it possible to expect that it can be provided by Motorola by a OTA update? Abhilash, the sad thing is that with many of the premium smartphones, they will not simply have FM radio support. Many of the mid-range chips and higher-end chips for flagships, etc., simply don't have the FM radio functionality on the SoC. That's the reason that you don't find FM radio on mid-range phones and even high-end phones. You'll simply not find FM radio functionality because that FM radio is simply not present on the SoC. So yeah, sad thing is that your Moto Z Play does not have that, so it cannot be enabled by a OTA update. Many people ask me, if you want FM radio, generally you'll find FM radio on lower end phones, but again you won't find FM radio functionality on higher end phones and flagship phones. This is by Madhur. He's asking again a YouTube related question. Best microphone, Blue Snowball versus Samsung Go Mic, as you have used both the microphones. And should I buy the Canon 1300D for 20,000 or wait and increase my budget and buy the Canon 700D 32,000 for YouTube? This is my first DSLR. Madhur, between the Snowball and the Samsung Go, I have used both. I would say I would lean over the Samsung Go microphone. The audio pickup was simply not that great with the Blue Snowball. So the Samsung Go would be my pick, and the Samsung Go is actually cheaper. Between the Canon 1300D and the Canon 700D, I would say if you can up your budget, go with the 700D. I haven't frankly checked out the 1300D, so I'm totally clueless how is the autofocusing on that. I would say if you have a Canon store around your area, go there and pick up the 1300D and see how good it is in autofocusing, because as you have told, you want this primarily for video. Autofocusing should be a good thing for video, otherwise it'll be a nightmare. So again, check out how's the autofocusing on the 1300D. The 700D again has autofocusing system, but again it won't be as smooth as the higher end 70D or 80D, as I've mentioned in the prior questions, I would say. But again, check out the 1300D in a Canon store and check how is the autofocusing performance. This is by Amitabh Singh. He's asking, please make a revisit video on the Bose QC35 and how it ages. Bose QC35 are high-end, noise cancellation headphones. I still use them, Amitabh, and they have been working perfectly, I would say. I won't be posting another video on it. It works just great. And still the battery life is phenomenal on that one. And this is by Nitesh. He's asking, Google Pixel at 47,000 or Flipkart or I've seen the HTC 10 for 28,000. So which one? And Nitesh, HTC 10 for just 28,000. Are you really sure about it? The HTC 10 that comes with the Snapdragon 820 chipset. Because as far as I recall, it is hovering around 45,000 price point. If you're getting the HTC 10 for just 28,000, just go ahead and grab it, I would say. But I doubt seriously. Check if it is running on the Snapdragon 820 chipset, because as far as I recall, it's hovering around 45,000. Between the Google Pixel and the HTC 10, again, if price is not a concern, I would pick the Google Pixel over the HTC 10. Again, waiting for the Pixel 2. It's going to take a lot of time. The Pixel 2 will be launched at end of 2017, sometime in October. So there's a long time for the Pixel 2 to come out. So these were the questions for this tech Q&A session. I hope you liked them. Again, guys, I do this tech Q&A sessions every Tuesdays at 7 p.m. India time. Next week, I don't know, I'm not very sure if time permits. I'll try to do it live, because if you follow my channel, I tried a live, a broadcast with the mobile phone, and it actually worked fine. So maybe I will post the next Q&A session live using a smartphone or something like that. So let's see how it goes. I'll give an update in the YouTube community page and also on Twitter about that. So if you're still not subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. And guys, thanks for watching. I hope to see you soon in my next video. Take care, guys.